First story. My GF of almost 6 years cheated on me because I became depressed. She denied it till the very end. I'm gonna try to be short with the story because a lot happened and focus on the signs. So, last December she was depressed because she found out that her mother cheated several times on her father, and she manipulated her against her father in the end. In the meanwhile she lost all her jobs, so her self-esteem got a big hit. She never had much confidence because of her childhood anyway. In the meantime I became depressed too because of a good friend of mine. He hurt himself badly and it was my fault. Had to work on my self-image. It was hard. So as it turns out she is the type of woman who can't live without male attention. We are in the fitness industry, so yeah, no shit. I couldn't listen to her problems properly because of my depression, and she thought I must be cheating. I surely don't care, all that bullcrap. Then in January she got an opportunity from a small supplement brand. I thought to myself, why? Because she just posting pics of herself and her body. But she has no achievements. Me on the other hand, a several-time champion in bodybuilding. I told her I think the man just tries to get to her. After their first meeting it was clear as day that it is the case, but I trusted her, because in my mind if I couldn't bring myself to cheating on her, then she wouldn't too. I mean almost 6 years together, and our relationship was great up until our depression. Then in February they have met again, because of the contract. I didn't think much first, but after this day we had sex, as usually, and she couldn't look me in my eyes. Oh yeah, worth to mention the guy is a 50-years-old man, with some money. He got a Tesla, wow, and we are in our 20s. The man obviously does this to other young girls too. It was easy to see, for me at least. So, after their second meeting our sex life became shallow. I could tell she doesn't desire me anymore, and her excuse was all the time her depression. We still had sex, but it was shallow. And before that we fucked like porn stars and we had a burning passion all the time. As time went by, I realized she is very protective of her phone. I confronted her. She started to gaslight me, of course. Then their third meeting was underway. It was a business trip to our home country to get 2 new members involved, and her job was to translate to the man, since he doesn't speak our language. This is when things became extremely odd. First she told me the man is going to take her. I always took care of her and tried to help her wherever I could, so it was odd. She said they are going to sleep in a motel, to which I replied no fucking way. Then she tried to say things like it's going to be so tiring, I don't want to go, etc. I took 2 days off my job so I can take her. Then it became clear something is very fishy. Because she asked me numerous times where I'm going to be and what I'm going to do during their meeting. I wasn't allowed to come since I'm not a sponsored athlete. At this point I thought to myself, alright, fine. Let's go with it, at least if she cheats I'm going to know. So on their way to the small city she texted me, etc. On their way back to the capital, a trip took at least 20 minutes longer, and she was away for an hour. At this moment I knew. After they met the second person, she told me I should pick her up but we should eat something. She was acting all strange and nervous, and the man gave me enough signs to understand too what was going on. We slept at her auntie. She went to take a bath right after. The next day she was annoyed with me, I guess because of her guilt. Her auntie was extremely nice to me like never before. Her mother has a history with cheating too. She always had a very bad opinion about her mother because of this. So as they were discussing her mother, she said if you love someone else, you should told your partner and not cheat on them. Guilt again, I guess. So we went home after all this. I told her the guy is very sneaky and manipulative, to which she became extremely defensive. So I told her she either tells me what's going on or I kick her out. She told me she loves him and not me anymore. It was devastating to say the least. I stood by this gal in all the bad. She has many childhood traumas. I helped right in the relationship with her father, etc. She denied that she had sex with him, and told me she wasn't getting any attention from me, but he gave her attention. made her feel special and important. In this moment I didn't know what to say. I asked her if she only has a crush, does she want to repair the relationship? I asked her this 3 times, didn't answer. I went to my parents' house, and later texted her she should pack her stuff, to which she begged me to come home and even threatened with suicide, because she hurts everyone. I was heartbroken, devastated, never felt like this. She was my first love. After 3 days of just talking and not sleeping, I told her if she didn't sleep with him, we should give to us another chance. Then I started to ask questions. First, she even denied she found him attractive or was sexually attracted to him. I told her she should show me the text messages if she only talked with him about her feelings and problems. She didn't want to show me. I told her I can hack her phone. Then she became frozen. So I started to ask more questions throughout the 3 weeks we were still together. And slowly I came to realize every cheater lies all the time. She gave 2 different answers all the time to the same questions. We had sex after this, and she did something new which I never asked of her, so it became clearer every day. She kept blaming me because I didn't listen to her. She kept saying nothing has happened between them. She told the other man they have to end everything, to which the dude sent her a like symbol and blocked her everywhere. We were discussing about this dude. She became angry and cursed at him with these words, "Small-dicked asshole." When I asked why would she say something like that, first she told me because she was angry. Then a day later I asked again, then she told me this is something which I and my mother are saying, we never curse at someone with this kind of bullcrap. Throughout the 3 weeks she tried to manipulate me with having kids and some other nasty things. She told me she was afraid she has to go back home, where she would make a very small amount of money. So it was clear as a day. She uses me for stability. She thought something better came along and was ready to jump at it. Worth to mention, at the beginning of our relationship, when things were a little bit shaky, I caught her talking to another dude in a flirty way. I confronted her, she ignored him. Now that we are separated, they have contact again. Why? Because the dude works in another country too and could provide more for her. So in conclusion, it is clear as a day she cheated. The road trip took longer. She took a shower right after that and did something new during sex. And of course all the manipulation, gaslighting, planning, sleeping in hotel, then asking numerous times where I'm going to be during their meetings. She denied it of course till the very end, but I dropped her. I started to hate myself to trying to forgive something like that. She showed me her true colors. It took almost 6 years, but here we go. I'm still healing, but at least I feel content to her and want to have nothing to do with her. Oh, and after our breakup she contacted the man a day later. The man dropped his woman since then. I wish her good luck. Doubt it's going to be long, since the man is old, career-oriented, and after the honeymoon phase she won't get the recognition she wants. But that's only my opinion. Update. I made a post about the story, but here's a question. So my ex-GF and her seem-to-be new man got together by both cheating on their partners. Will their relationship last? Worth to mention, the guy is a 50-years-old dude with money. My ex-GF is impulsive. The man has a lot of young girls around him, and it seemed like he doesn't give a damn about his now ex-GF. I guess he does this regularly. Comes something new he jumps. My GF doesn't speak his language well, so that's a barricade too, and the age gap is 20 years. I think it's going to end up badly. I will enjoy it, but what are your thoughts? They were still with their partners when they started to chat, meet and plan everything out with each other. So they doesn't really know each other well. And their relationship is based on just that, lying, deception, manipulation, etc. Update. Was my ex-GF a narcissist? So long story short, I met this girl when I was 20, 26 right now. We broke up because she cheated with a much older dude who has money. People since told me she was never liked by anyone. She always handled criticism in her workplaces with crying, and never really worked hard, but she always had these big dreams. At the beginning of our relationship, we had of course some hard times getting used to each other. Because it worked with her so fast, sex was getting better by the day. We moved together very quickly. So when we had our bad moments at the beginning, I caught her chatting with another dude who happened to work in a different country just as I do, where you can much more money. I confronted her, and if I look back, she blamed me because I wasn't giving her attention and she needed to talk to someone. It was a one-time occasion, so I thought to myself, alright. Through the years I realized that she has a very low self-esteem. She never had any friends, or if she had, she still talked bad about everyone. Even in her work she was gossiping all the time. I think it worth to mention our sex life got fantastic through the years. There was no taboos. She even wanted to take in another girl because she wanted to please me. Fast forward, I became depressed and she looked for attention somewhere else, and she fell in love with an older dude with money, financial gain again. Then I saw her true colors: manipulative, gaslighting, etc. Now if I look back, she couldn't handle any criticism. Always talked shit about everyone else. Everyone was dumb and a nut job to her, especially another woman. And she was extremely jealous. Even if I just talked to another woman, she always had jobs in the range of 20 to 25 hours, couldn't really keep them, and was never satisfied. But she never tried to improve herself, learn some new skills, or just some new degree. Always craved for attention, always asked me questions even years later if I love her, if I find her pretty, things like that. And I remember it happened more than once, that she tried to convince me I remember things wrong. It didn't happen like that, or she never said that. Also, I remember at the beginning she told me things like she never loved anyone like me. She just saw me and was constantly in love, and stuff like that. Never had an orgasm. Based on her skills back then, I believe it to be true though. She learned everything from me. But she was love bombing me, I guess. All the things she told me made me feel like a very special someone. Basically all my friends, even my sister, hated her guts. At the end I saw myself too. Why? Is she a narc? What do you guys think? Oh, in the very end where I caught her cheating, she did all the nasty stuff, deny, manipulating, even with suicide, gaslighting, and blame shifting. In her head it was my fault. Update. Before my GF cheated I was a stud, who was able to have sex for hours. Will it be the same with time? So, long story short, my ex-GF cheated. I'm the type of guy who finds pleasure if his partner enjoys sex beyond else. It makes me feel a good lover, and a real man. But now, 2 weeks after the breakup, I don't even desire sex. Or if I do, I'm afraid I won't be the old me, who is capable of satisfying his partner. Every girl I was with enjoyed sex with me very much, but somehow this experience makes me question everything. My ex didn't cheat because of sex, but because I became depressed, and she is the type who has to look for a plan B immediately in case the relationship doesn't work out when she feels neglected. I guess it's a stupid thing to think about. I should trust my past experiences and myself, but what she did broke me in half. At least I'm very motivated to do better in life, much better. Update. Since my breakup, girls suddenly distancing themselves. Long story short, I had a breakup because my long-term GF cheated. I'm a good-looking guy, muscular, handsome, and not dumb at all. So I have all the good qualities, to say the least. Meanwhile, I was in a relationship with her. Basically most of the girls would give themselves to me on the spot. Since then I have the feeling the same girls started to distance themselves from me. It has been only a few weeks after the breakup. I know I can't be that well so shortly after such a hit, but I still have my needs. Am I overcomplicating, or is it something real? Why do I sense these girls losing interest now that I'm available? Update. My cheating ex is acting weird, and it seems she is trying to manipulate me against my parents. I've made a post already about what happened. I'm not trying to explain it over again. We separated. She moved back home to her parents. She cheated, at least emotionally, but I'm sure there was sex involved, but as far as I'm concerned it must have been bad. So, she tried in the first 2 weeks to get to me with things like, I have a few stuff of yours with me. I'm not going to salvage them. If you come here sometime then you can grab them, and stuff like that. Then I blocked her. After that she became cold with me of course. I had to talk with her about some things which includes both of us, because it needs to be done, and taken care of since we live together. There was already 2 occasions that she started to talk angry about my parents because they searched off her stuff and belongings, and even packed everything to her, which she wanted to leave in the trash. I get it, that it's frustrating. However, after weeks not talking today she started to say the same things about them. She wasn't calling them names or things like that, but she can't seem to accept that they packed her trash and send it to her, and stuff like that. I was working so they helped me get rid of her stuff. She said she is not angry with me, and she doesn't want to bother me with this stuff but I should know. Why, what does it matter? And she doesn't ever want to see them. It sounds like that she wants to see me, but not my parents anymore. I kept my calm and told her, I get it that she is angry, but holding anger just damages the person who holds it. I'm not angry on the matter, but I would have liked to understand everything much more clearly. To which she replied, it is what it is. My question would be, why does she keep so much anger towards my parents, and why does she says things like, she is not angry with me but she never wants to see my parents? What's her game? What could she win if she manipulates me against my parents? The only thing I can guess, that she knows I'm listening to them, and because of them, I didn't want to stay in contact with her. At least that's what she thinks. Even though she cheated, she had this big drama where she cried in front of her family, how she doesn't want to lose me, and she cried to me too, that she knows she made me full of spikes, but it's bad I won't allow her to love me. After her EA I could truly feel her love again, and the sex became great again, but I couldn't live with the fact. So I broke up with her. I guess I just want to understand it, and I'm second guessing myself, because what she did is based mostly on her traumatic childhood, avoidant father problems, and as the relationship became problematic, she cut her emotions off. I know it's stupid, and I know I shouldn't give another chance for such a person. But for years she was my other half, my partner. We were great together. I just have no idea what she wins acting like this. She could act completely cold, but what she does is not cold, rather looks angry. She is my first love as I'm hers. She never even had orgasm before me. And a part of me still believes things can be fixed. Because in my close family even some worse shit happened, and they stayed together, and it works. Update. Should I give her another chance? My GF of almost 6 years cheated. It was at least emotional cheating, but I'm sure it became physical too. After that she did all the right things, but I couldn't live with the fact. We are separated since a month or so. I blocked her everywhere. Because we live together we still have to talk about a few things. And I get this feeling that she is hurt and walking on eggshells with me too. Sometimes trying to talk to me in a little bit warmer and sometimes plays plain cold bitch. She cheated because she is weak. I know that. She was depressed. I was depressed. Our life became fucked up in an instant. But before that we had a beautiful relationship. Even when she left she told me she would wait for me, and she still has hope. Of course after I blocked her she changed her attitude quickly. I still want to believe we can repair what's broken. But I'm afraid at the same time that she doesn't have feelings anymore. Even though in the first 2 weeks after we broke up, she still clearly had feelings for me. She became cold after I blocked her, just as I stated before. I don't really know what to do. Everyone says of course I shouldn't give her another chance. But at the same time I understand the situation fully. And I'm the type who wants to work on things and not give up so easily. My anger is gone, my pain is gone, but I still do love her. Should I give another chance, or at least try talking to her to see if she still has feelings or something? Could this work? I know it must be a lot of work together, from both sides. She is my first love as I'm hers. It would be nice to sort things out and start anew. Update. Can a cheating ex truly be over just 1 month after breakup? I know, if they cheated they doesn't love you anymore. I get it. After I discovered her affair, she actually got scared what she has lost with me. She tried a lot of things to get me back, took some of my stuff with her in hope I would get them, etc. Even tried to manipulate me against my parents. I blocked her, but a friend of mine just told me what she is posting on Instagram. She already likes someone, and even though there's not much to see on her pictures, she was drinking some cocktail already at least 2 times. No one drinks alone, so I guess it's a date. I know, shouldn't be stupid. But we were together for almost 6 years. And before she went home she had fears I will find another woman with whom I will have kids, etc. I get the fact that she doesn't love me anymore, even though she tried for 2 weeks a lot of things, then eventually after those plays I blocked her. But can a person forget almost 6 years together like it was nothing? Is it possible? I have it much harder since she cheated, but human brain just doesn't work like that. You can't erase a person and the feeling of loss in a few weeks, or is it possible? Anyway, I'm not planning on taking her back, just wants to understand. Me, personally, even if I won't be in this state, would be near impossible to date someone. My life, her life just got turned upside down. All the goals, dreams, plans, everything. Even if she doesn't love me, her brain couldn't possibly comprehend this huge change so fast, that she already looks connection. But of course, she always needed constant validation and affection from man. She has daddy issues. Update. Was she a narcissist? Exclamation mark. So, me and my ex-GF broke up because she cheated, and I find it very hard to move on. I saw her true colors. But I still have this idea of a woman in my head. She was 5 years long. Everything she did for me. Washed my clothes, cooked my meals. I'm a bodybuilder, so it's a lot of work. Always packed my stuff. Took good care of my clothes, cut my hair, and my beard. Always. Our sex life was something beyond average sex. It was dirty, perverse, hot. Some of my friends told me even disgusting at times. LOL. Told about it after our breakup. What I realized about her, somehow I lost all of my friends, cut contact with sister, and my relationship with my parents became shallow. Through the years, I was giving her all my attention and time. She never had any friends, always criticized everyone around her, especially women. Is an attention whore, but in a subtle way. She needs constant recognition and attention for her body. If she didn't get my attention, she started looking after a few weeks. This she cheated eventually. Always had big goals and wanted great things, but never really put in 100% work in anything. She handled criticism in the workplace with crying all of the time. She had 11 ex before me. She was only 22 at the time. No one could satisfy her. After I found out about her infidelity, she bombed me till the very end because for about 2 months, I didn't give her enough attention, was in a bad place myself emotionally, tried to play the victim, even convinced my mother. She got scared she needs to start from zero all over again if she loses me. Financially, she tried to manipulate me with suicide, making kids, and denied and lied about basically everything. After I blocked her and become cold with her, she started to act like I'm the one who did wrong. I'm pretty sure she convinced her family I cheated and I'm an asshole. Oh yeah. She accused me of cheating, tried to manipulate me against my parents, at least 3 times after our separation. For a short period of time after finding out she had an affair, she almost managed to make me feel I'm the guilty one. Here she took with herself a photo of me, because she never wants to forget me. But as far as I'm concerned, she is already dating 1 month after our breakup. Worth to mention, she was always extremely jealous. At the beginning of our relationship, she constantly checked my phone, my text, everything. She always talked shit about everyone. Slowly with time, about my friends and even my family. It was always about her feelings and drama, something about how someone made her feel this or that way or made her angry. Every ex she had was an asshole, every work colleague was an asshole, and generally every woman was a slut to her. She never really smiled in public, always gave resting bitch face to people in public. And I think I never really saw empathy in her. There was a few occasions with animals, but with people, never. After her cheating, she started to act like before, compassionate, loving, caring. I could sense the old she. Guess it was just a play all along. Anyway, what are your thoughts, guys? Feel free to ask for more content. Update. My cheating ex seems to have found her luck in life. Last post I make about this scum. Since then I grow apart from her. I don't miss her. I don't want her in my life. But there is still some anger. It came back. She cheated on me with an old man, because he has some small business. I'm a very young guy, with great potential, already achieved a lot in sports. But it wasn't fast enough, I guess. So, since then she is working for him, and it seems like they are going to make it. They are in the supplement market, trying to bring out new products, etc. This girl learned everything from me. Her figure was achieved through my knowledge. She didn't have a clue how the world works before she met me. Had no opinion, had nothing, no skills, nothing. She never had a big self-esteem. It was always the other way around. But it makes me really angry, seeing her getting by with all the knowledge she acquired through me, learned from me. I know I just have to accept the fact if she has a big success in life. But it is hard. I gave my all. Hold myself back from my goals so we can have a life together, and she was at the rigged place in the right time and got a great opportunity. How to cope with it? I need some advice. I'm trying to tell myself I should be happy for her, but it's not easy since she discarded like I was some freaking loser. The comments she made and taught about me. I was trying to hold the relationship together, thus I was ignoring my goals and didn't work as hard, and it came back as I would be a lazy piece of sh. I guess I'm just going through the process since we broke up a month ago. At least they are not together, because it became clear to her that the man just wanted to use her for sex, but she still went back to work for him. She lives in a different country than the guy. Some advice what to do? Sports helps, working out helps, but not for long. I'm just angry, not sad anymore, not depressed, just pure anger. I gave her everything I could, was never bad to her, never criticized, never hit her, nothing. And she acts like I would have been a mistake all along. Second story. My wife, 35F, cheated on me, 36M. But immediately confessed and wants to work on fixing our marriage. Where to go from here? My wife cheated on me 4 days ago. She went to visit her parents, and while staying there, she went out with some of her childhood friends. They went to a bar and had drinks. There was a guy hitting on her the entire night. One thing led to another, and she had sex with him in his car. Afterward, she was horrified and scared. She ran to her parents' house, where she started panicking and crying, and she told them what she did. 2 days ago, she came home and immediately sat me down to confess. I was already stressed from work, so hearing this didn't help. I was enraged. Somehow, I kept my rage in check and asked her to explain. She didn't hide anything. She told me everything in detail. She was crying, but not excessively. I guess she understood that tears wouldn't change anything. She gave me her phone, told me that her parents know, and said that she would like to rebuild trust in our marriage. She will do whatever she needs and whatever I want, but also that she will accept whatever I decide. For the past 2 days, I have felt nothing but numbness. We barely eat, and we haven't said more than a few words to each other. I sleep in another room, and I don't eat what she prepares. I cook for myself now, and she doesn't like it. It makes her even more sad. She doesn't go out of our room. She's mostly crying, talking to herself or reading the internet on what she can do. Here's what I'm thinking. 1. The easy and probably best solution is divorce. There is no trusting a cheater, and there is nothing she can do to bring back time and return to how things used to be too. A somewhat optimistic but painful solution is reconciliation. She came clean on her own, willingly gave up her phone and accounts, and told the same story to her parents, which makes her somewhat trustworthy. Her father messaged me to think about it but said he will understand whatever I decide. She is ready to do whatever she needs to rebuild marriage. I thought about couples counseling, but I'm not sure if I want to go there. I didn't cause this, she did. One person destroyed this, not two. I don't know what to do here. This was the last thing I needed in my life, but here we are. Is it normal to feel nothing? Right now, I don't feel anything. It's like I don't care anymore. Wife cheated, confessed, and is willing to rebuild trust. I'm torn between divorce and reconciliation. Feeling numb and unsure about my emotions and future. Update. Hello everyone. I wanted to provide a brief update on my situation and how I've been doing in the last few weeks since we separated. Apologies if it's lengthy. The truth is, I'm not doing well. I'm severely depressed, and I have no clue what I want to do about my marriage or with myself, to be honest. My wife had her birthday 2 days ago, so I decided to call and meet with her. We met, and I even bought her a small cake with one candle as a present. She cried her eyes out and told me that she thought I had forgotten about her birthday, and that I wouldn't want to congratulate her because I hate her. In all honesty, I felt genuine happiness and warmth inside when I saw how happy she was with my present. The gift itself isn't anything special or expensive, but I suppose it reminded both of us of better times. However, those feelings faded quickly when I remembered what had happened between us. We talked deeply about our relationship, our emotions, and our lives. The conversation was more emotional than I thought it would be. She spoke much more than I did, expressing how awful she feels about hurting me and acknowledging that she can't undo her actions. Despite this, she showed me how she's been actively working to improve herself. She's writing a journal, which is new for her, and she's reading extensively on reconciliation, watching various videos, and seeking therapy. She quit her job to find a better one, but hasn't had any luck yet. And now she's taken up painting as a new hobby, which I think is pretty cool. I think she's really making an effort to change, and I've seen a shift in how she acts. But every time her cheating comes up, she can't look me in the eyes and seems scared when she talks about it. Is she ashamed of what happened? I'm not sure. Is she horrified by her actions? I honestly don't know. I did tell her that I'm happy she's focused on improving herself, whether it's for a relationship or for someone else's sake. That made her cry. I've never been great in social situations, and I struggle to read people well. But from what I've observed, I think the gravity of what she did is beginning to weigh on her, and I'm fairly certain it will only get worse. I did receive an update on her friend's situation and her AP. She completely cut them out of her life, removed them from everything, blocked, unfollowed, after a major, really ugly fight. About her affair partner, the dude bailed out after hearing that we are separating and that our marriage is falling apart. I guess he thought she would be with him after she leaves me, so he ran away. He doesn't want the responsibility of a relationship. On top of being a cheater, she also got used and then disposed of. I don't know how she feels about that personally, but I think it's terrible. What her true intentions were with her affair partner, I will never know. No matter what she says about it, I don't think I'll get a straight answer. If he hadn't bailed, would she have chased him? Would she still be trying to reconcile if he hadn't bailed? Would they be together? Was her cheating a rash decision made out of lust, fear of missing out, or maybe pressure? I don't have answers to those questions. She wanted to know if I'm willing to try again. She told me that whatever I decide, she will honor, respect, and understand. I told her that I don't know yet because I really don't. I need therapy myself. I thought I could deal with this on my own, that I'm that strong and iron-willed, but clearly I'm not. I feel like I'm sinking deeper and deeper with every passing day. I could have been an asshole and said, "Go fuck yourself, your work now means nothing, it's too late for that," etc. But I told her the truth, that I don't know and that I want us to stay separated until I make a decision. I also told her that our future is uncertain. I'm not promising her anything. Her work on herself, trying to be better and do better, doesn't mean I will take her back and give her a second chance. She said she understands, and that she is willing to put even more work into proving to me that she can change and be a good wife and person. She is also ready to invest time and resources, despite knowing that all her efforts could be in vain in terms of saving the marriage, though not in terms of self-improvement. I told her that she doesn't have to prove anything to me, she betrayed herself first and foremost. I think this affected her really badly because I could see a change on her face, like something died inside. I told her to stay safe and left. When I came home, I realized that this was the first proper heart-to-heart we had in a really long time. It's so sad that the circumstances of our heart-to-heart are so terrible, sad, and even horrifying. If only it had been due to something positive and loving. I will probably write one more update in a few weeks or months, depending on how long it takes me to figure out what I want to do. After he had his fun, he contacted her through social media to find out if he could have more of said fun. She told him that I know about them. After that, he never contacted her again. Third story. My ex-girlfriend cheated on me with her gay friend and I got the last laugh. I met my ex-girlfriend in the middle school that we both went to and I found out from some friends that she secretly had a crush on me. I ended having feelings for her too and we eventually started dating. We dated for 6 years, and I was constantly ridiculed for dating her and was constantly told that she was cheating on me, and I was too young and innocent to believe any of it. We ended up breaking up for a bit in high school but got back together after a week. We resumed dating and dating for 3 more years up until a year after she graduated. She was a year below me. I loved her very much and wanted to start my life with her. I figured she was gonna end up being my wife someday and eventually be the mother of my children. About a year before the breakup I was introduced to her gay friend Leo, who just so happened to be of the same ethnicity as her. I was not. I thought nothing of it and decided not to look into it too much considering he was gay, so I was told. Coincidentally we both shared the same birthday, just a year apart, which made our birthdays all the more special. About a month before our birthdays my girlfriend decides to take a trip with her cousins to Chicago for the weekend, which is a close drive from where we live. All she said was she needed some girls' time and a break from everything. To me it was just another weekend, and she decided to go have some fun with her cousins in downtown Chicago. This was normal to me considering that her and her family go to Chicago all the time. That Sunday night, I hadn't heard anything from her so I tried to call her, and I got no response so I texted her asking if everything was okay. I received a text back saying, "I was serious, I need a break from you." I was confused and at a loss for words as I had thought the weekend with family meant just a break from doing stuff at home. I called her multiple times to get an explanation, and she basically laughed it off and acted like I was bothering her. Keep in mind, we had been dating for 6 years at this point, so this was a shock to me, and I was very upset. I drove to her house, which was a mile away from mine, and tried to have a conversation with her about what was going on. She proceeded to break up with me and tell my parents I wanted to commit suicide for some reason. I was heartbroken, but she assured me she just needed time and we would eventually get back together. One time I happened to be at Walmart grabbing some items, and I see her car parked in the Walmart parking lot night, next to her gay friend's Jeep. I call her furious and demand an explanation where she again brushes me off and tells me that we're not together anymore. I'm heartbroken for months. How could the girl of my dreams, the one who I loved so much and had a perfect relationship with, do this to our relationship? For months I would cry myself to sleep thinking I'd be alone forever. Come to find out her gay friend was never gay and she was having sex with him while we were dating. It felt like my heart was ripped out of my body. I felt emotionless. Life was dull and gray, just like the scene in Inside Out, where Riley loses all of her core memories and loses all emotion. I felt like I could never trust anyone again. Fast forward about a year and a half, and she had been in a relationship with gay friend all this time, and was expecting a baby at the ripe age of 19. Now we skip to present day where her baby daddy cheated on her and left her as a single mother with no job, no friends, and more importantly, no father significant other. She has contacted my family members and made TikToks about me trying to get back with me to no avail. I have been together with my current girlfriend for about a year, and I love her more than anything and our relationship is perfect. I don't know if it was the universe or God, or whoever that answered my prayers, but in the end, karma is a bitch. This is all true, by the way.